Sit erect, keep your spine erect. Heart's center, focus on your attention on the heart center. And join your palms, very gently touching each other. Relax your thighs. Keep your spine erect. Relax your shoulders. Eyes gently closed. Relax your tongue. Let it settle down in the base of your mouth. Lips gently closed. And bring your entire attention on your breath. Natural breath. Realize that the body is breathing. Realize that the mind is watching the body breathing. And now take a deep breath. We'll say Omkar. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms. And look deep into the Chidakash. Nice. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So, yeah. So today I'm thinking of doing Yin yoga. It's a very westernized term. It's really all yoga to me is yin yoga because the whole idea of flow and vinyasa and all that, I think it's pretty much in the modern times. In the medieval times and ancient times, it was all about holding the poses and at least for 1 or 2 minutes. And that's when you get the maximum benefit. So today we're going to do that. It's going to be more mental challenge than physical because you have to be resisting. You'll start resisting the whole pain game. And now we're going to experiment the idea of pleasurable pain. What is pleasurable pain and what is acute pain? So we don't want to go into this other realm of acute pain. But what is a pleasurable pain is something that we're going to experience today. And it's very, very beneficial for the psychological growth. And I think that's important. So it's all mind and body phenomena. And I think Iyengar, I talk about Iyengar quite a bit, but yeah, Iyengar actually um, taught yoga in the traditional sense, about holding the poses for a longer time. And some poses he would even hold for half an hour, like one of the most difficult poses, like Shirshasana or Paschimottanasana. He would just sit there and grab his feet and just meditate for half an hour. So we're not doing any of this. I'm just saying that in yoga is nothing new, but we will try to do some simple poses, nothing too crazy. But before that, I think a little bit warm up is needed so that you can go deeper into the poses and be comfortable. Okay, so let's do that. Let's warm up um, in our sense that we do every week, and let's get up. I hope you all can see me. Okay, there you go. So let's clasp the hands. We'll do simple stretching, nothing crazy, a little bit of jogging just to get your heart rate up. All right. So clasp your hands and stretch them out and look at your hands right here. Stretch them and exhale and bring them back. And stretch them at parallel to the ground. Breathe normally, hold it. Stretch, hold, stretch, hold, and exhale and come back. And then let's go a little bit higher at 30 degrees. Stretch, stretch, and come back. And then let's go full up all the way and stretch. Feel the stretch in your back. See if you can touch your biceps to the earlobes. And your palms are facing to the sky. Hands are parallel to the ground, meaning like your palms are parallel to the ground. And you stretch up, 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 and then rise on your toes if you can. Rise on your toes. Make sure your heels are touching so you can balance properly. And exhale and come back. Very nice. Okay. Very good. Hands by the side. Urdhva Hastasana. And look up. And exhale and come down. Again, Urdhva Hastasana. And come down. And then we'll do Prana Mudra. Cross your hands. Go up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Conscious breathing, controlled breathing, Ujjayi breathing. So constrict your epiglottis as you breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Now, join your feet down there. Take your left hand by the by your side. Make sure you're standing erect. So if I were to draw a line from the center of or the tip of the crown of your head, the line goes through the ears, through the shoulders, through the hips, and to the ankle down there and into the ground. That's your position. So when you stand like that, raise your right hand and start bending towards the left side. Connect with your earlobes and your biceps and bend backward a little bit and sideways at the same time. Breathe normally and come back. Take the left hand up, connect with your biceps, with the earlobes, and push your hips on in that direction. Breathe normally, don't hold your breath. Maintain the connection with your earlobes and see if you can look up at the same time. So you'll feel that the torso is twisting a little bit as you look up. And come back. Okay. Now, let's do some jogging in the spot. Let's get your heart rate up. And this is just stimulating, not exhausting. Remember, yoga needs to be stimulating. So you stimulate and you relax. You stimulate and you relax. So you kind of oscillate between relaxation. So conscious relaxation and conscious stimulation, such that we are aware. And today's yoga is going to be about that. It's going to be about consciously doing everything without getting onto this autopilot mode that we are typically 24/7. Skip. Again, we are consciously raising our heart rate and being comfortable in that situation. That's what yoga teaches us. Being absolutely calm and comfortable in the most uncomfortable situations. Okay, stop. Put your hands by the side. Close your eyes. Tadasana. Feet are together down there. You can almost hear your heartbeats. And blow through the mouth, center of your lips. Observe that the body is swaying from left to the right, front to the back, trying to maintain the balance using the muscles of your feet, using the padding of your feet. So you'll feel different parts of your soul are getting pressured and released. And be sensitive, be aware of that. Very subtle changes. So now we are going in this other direction of from gross reality to the subtler reality. The gross reality was that we were jumping, we were trying to get this body stimulated. And then we are now focusing on the other extreme, which is the subtler and subtler reality. The heart rate has gone down. The breath rate is coming down. It is coming back to homeostasis. And feel the very subtle sensations on your fingertips. Be aware. Look inwards, listen inwards. Be aware of what the body is doing. Be aware of your thighs, your kneecaps. See how they're trying to maintain the balance. Your body is swaying. And part of the swaying is also related to the swings of the mind. They directly reflect on the body. It's mind over the matter. So as your mind sways from one to the other, as it goes from past to the future, as it goes from here to there, your body also kind of does this, kind of reflects that. And that's why whatever is within is reflected without. Bring your attention to the palm centers. And you can probably feel the heartbeats in the palms, the little tingling sensations in the fingertips. And the body is come back to the normal breathing, normal heart rate. And there we go. All right. So now the body is ready a little bit for, another stretching exercises. So we will do the roll, head roll, drop your head down, keep your eyes closed. Let your chin press against the chest and feel the stretch at the back of your neck and see if you can sway it like a pendulum from side to side. Bring it up, chin parallel to the ground, and go from side to side. Look up 30 degrees from side to side, and completely look up and see if you can go side to side. This will be a little bit more difficult because we don't typically do these movements, and we have a ball socket joint there that needs to be massaged. It needs to have some stimulation so that the blood circulation goes there. It removes all the gunk that is accumulated in there. And there we go. Now, come back to where we started and see if you can roll your head. 1, 2. Keep your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And then go backward. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. Okay. So now we're going to come down to the shoulders. From the neck, we move down to the shoulders. And we're going to take either right or left hand. I typically like to start from the left. So close your fist, thumbs up, called the Shikhar Mudra. Put the thumb on your shoulder and then fold your biceps so that it connects to the earlobes, and then go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Okay, let's do the right hand. Close your fist, thumbs up. The Shikhar Mudra, the thumb should touch your shoulder up here. Get your hand up and then go back. See that only your shoulder is moving so that you get this deep tissue kind of stretch, deep tissue massage. And feel that pleasurable pain, if you will. Okay, any acute pain, please don't do it. If you haven't had any surgeries, please try not to do this. But this should basically massage your back, all the blades here, all those tiny muscles in there. Everything should get nicely exercised and stimulated. Okay, 1, the other way, 2, 3, and 4. Now, we all have played cricket, so we're going to do some bowling. So grab your fist, clench your fist like this, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's see if you can do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. This is almost like swimming in the air. Okay, then we're gonna move down to the waist. Think that you're wearing a huge hula hoop ring around you, and you're gonna do some hula hoop rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wonderful. Okay, that's it. And then we're going to do the Michelangelo pose. If you stood like this, and if you take your navel and you drew a circle around yourself, then it's going to touch the tips of your fingers and it's going to touch the toes down there. That's how the human proportion works. Okay, so just that's why I call it the Michelangelo pose. All right, here we go. So now we're going to do some dynamic twisting. Be careful with this. Do not get hurt. It might twist your back. If you have any kind of back surgeries, please don't do it. Any kind of slip disc problems, please just stay away from any of this. Okay, so here we go. And then as you come back, you're going to breathe out as though you're going to blow the nose at the back. And then you breathe in and you blow the nose at the back and look at the back at the same time. So this will take your entire torso and your neck all the way, and you're going to do some twisting like this in this motion. Okay, here we go. Very good. Okay, we're done with the waist. Let's come down to the knee. Now, all the while we were making big circles. Now we're going to make very small circles as wide as your feet. Okay, so if your feet is 9 inches, you're going to make 9-inch circles. All right, so that the patella, the kneecap, doesn't go beyond your big toe. All right, so it will just kiss it at the tip and then come back. Kiss it at the tip and come back. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. I think we are ready. Now, keep the feet as is. Let's get into Utkatasana. Keep your knees together, thighs together, everything together, and then exhale as you go down. Don't lift your heels. See how far you can go. And come up. One more time. Exhale as you go down. Keep your heels grounded, your knees connected, and come up. Very good. Okay. So now we are stimulated. We are ready to stretch ourselves. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to hold the poses for about a minute and sometimes maybe even 2 minutes. Okay. So your body should come back to the homeostasis. I'm going to use the timer here so that we can time everything properly. Okay, there you go. All right. So we'll start with 1 minute poses. So let me just, since I'm sitting, I'm gonna bring my angle down a little bit. So we're gonna go into Balasana to begin with, okay? So what you're gonna do is sit in Vajrasana, just like this, okay?
And then take your right knee out and left knee out as wide as your mat. But make sure at the back, your toes are still touching at the back, okay? And then spread the thighs as wide as you can. And then we're going to put your hands down and start moving forward. Okay, here we go. And then put your hands all the way out and let your body settle down. Put your elbows on the mat and then put your forehead down. The moment you put your forehead down, you will start realizing that this is a hip opener. You'll feel the stretch in your groin area, but not in the hamstrings, but the area along the inner thigh. You will start feeling the heat. So the point about yin yoga is about being comfortable, purposely taking yourself into these uncomfortable positions and dealing with the pain with complete peace within. This is the kind of pain that is your good friend, not the acute pain. If you're getting any kind of acute pain, please don't go as deep. Back off by a few inches and see if you can do that. And now you can stretch your arms, put your palms even more out there, and breathe normally. And this pleasurable pain, you just acknowledge it. You can clasp your hands if you wanted, and just relax. Relax your entire body. Give up all that resistance, that resistance is coming from the mind. The mind doesn't like it. The mind says, I want to get out of this position. This is uncomfortable. And you just look at that and give a nice smile to the mind and say, shut up. I'm just going to be here. Don't give any footing to the mind. Now, when I say that, don't give any footing, that it sounds like we have to do something. No, we're not doing anything. We're just observing the mind. And when you don't give a hoot to the mind about what it is saying, you just observe. You just observe very dispassionately, but compassionately at the same time. And you feel comfortable. Slowly, slowly, your body will start feeling comfortable in this position. And come up and put your hands even further out there. Come to like almost Marjariasana kind of position. Put your hands out there and then go back and see if you can get even deeper stretch in your back. See this time if you can even touch your nose, your forehead and nose. And this is the deeper position. You'll feel a little bit more intensity of the pain. But relax. Relax in the sense, give up all that fight from within. Give up that resistance. And let the body deal with it. Breathe normally. You may want to even take deep Ujjayi breaths here. Breathe consciously and exhale with Ujjayi at the same time. and come up.
We almost spent 4 minutes in this position. That's pretty awesome. Okay, now come back to Vajrasan and sit in Vajrasan. And then come up in Marjariasan position like this. And if you have a block, I would say keep your block next to you and come to complete kneel down position like this. And then take your right foot out, put your hands down and take your right foot against it so that your knees are in one line. So the back knee and the front knee are in one line. Okay, then spread your feet around and then grab your two hands and grab with the two hands, grab your feet and see if you can hold your knees where they are. Don't let them slide and start sitting back there. Start sitting, sit, sit, sit. And if you want to use a block, I would say put the block at the back and sit on the block. And keep your back straight. This is the beginning of Gomukhasan. Okay, I'm going to start the timer. And this feet here, pull it towards you so that this forms the mouth of the cow. This is called the Gomukhasan, and these are the 2 ears. That's why it is called the Gomukhasan. Okay, so we sit in Gomukhasan, put your hands on the shoulders, I mean on your knees, and gently press the knees down. Close your eyes and feel the stretch. Feel that. All your muscles around here, all the way till your butts are getting stretched. And feel that. Feel comfortable within that stretched, uncomfortable position. Center yourself, calm down. Your body is fighting to get out of it. Your mind is uncomfortable. But again, we are the silent witnessing element inside. Within all of this, we are the calm. We are the center of the cyclone that we are creating within and without. The cyclone in the mind and the cyclone in the body. And observe from that point what is happening at the body level and what's happening at the mental level. Observe the thoughts, how the mind is trying to react to this, how the mind is trying to get out. Mind and body, they are very good friends of each other. They try to help each other out. When the mind is uncomfortable, the body cooperates. The body is uncomfortable, the mind cooperates. So in Hindi, we call it Jodi. They have this Jodi, the union of both, the friendship of both. They kind of conspire. It's a conspiracy of the mind and body. And that conspiracy is what you have to witness from within. Calm. Now, see if you can take your block away and sit completely on your sits bones. And see if you feel comfortable there. This might intensify some more pain on the side. I'm always amazed by the people who play the guitar and people who play the sitar, and they sit like this and put the sitar like this, and then they keep on playing. And they must be absolutely comfortable in this position. Without that, it's impossible to create music. And think that you're holding this sitar in your hand. And think that you're trying to create music. That music is created with the balance of your mind and body. we should be able to get into samasthiti, into any position. So there we go. We did 4 minutes here. Then we come out of it and come back to your knees and then put the other way around. Put the left knee on the front and right knee at the back. And spread your feet sideways. They should go sideways like this, and you're standing erect like that. And see if you can grab your block and start sitting back there. And hold your feet so they don't move. Otherwise, they will start collapsing. So hold them in position and feel the stretch as you settle down. Feel that pain in your thighs, in your glutes, in your butts. And remember, when you are comfortable and you're completely stretched, that's when the body starts getting benefits out of these poses. Okay, so just sit comfortably as though there is nothing wrong. Everything is fine. Compose yourself. The more mentally you will compose yourself, the more body is going to cooperate with that composition, and body is going to exude that inner calmness out there. So as you sit comfortably with your spine and neck erect, close your eyes and take a deep dive inside. And take a journey through your body and see where all there is pain. Acknowledge the pain and move to the next pain. Acknowledge the next pain and move to the next pain. Observe from within where all there is pain. And this should be pleasurable pain, okay? Not acute pain. If you're having any kind of acute pain, please don't do this. So sit comfortably. Now, when I say sit comfortably, the comfort that we can find within the complete discomfort of the body, that's the comfortable position we are talking about. So being one with the body, but being comfortable in the uncomfort, in the discomfort. Yes, the body is in this weird, awkward position. It is shouting from within, get me out of here. The mind is trying to say, okay, I will get you out of here. Just hang tight. And then you're just observing from within this whole game between the mind and body, this whole dialogue between the mind and body. And you just become absolutely calm from within. And the more the mind is agitated from inside, the more it's going to show outwardly in your disposition, in your expressions, in your facial expressions. And the idea here is to be comfortable in the most uncomfortable positions. And what happens is this directly translates into the life situations. Sometimes we are confronted with the life situations which is very uncomfortable. In the job situation, in the family situation, or if you're taking any risk, you're doing any kind of extreme sport. And I remember when I was in Malaysia, we were doing white river rafting and our boat capsized in the middle of the flowing river. And luckily I was wearing a life jacket. And by the time I came out of the water and took a look, the boat was almost 200 feet down the stream. And the water was flowing at its full speed. And this would have been a perfect situation for me to panic. And for a second, I did panic, but then yoga helped me. Vipassana, meditation helped me. And I completely calmed myself down, took complete charge of the situation. And I was flowing in the river, just like a twig floats on the water. And within a minute or two, I was already near my boat. This is what happens when you practice yoga. You feel comfortable in the most uncomfortable situations. Okay, very good. We did another 4 minutes in this position. Okay, so gently get out, lift yourself up, and come back to Vajrasana. And we are going to now get into another challenging pose. And we are not doing anything crazy out here because some poses are really, really difficult and cannot be held for this long. So now we're going to just get into our one of the asanas of the Surya Namaskar, which we all do. And it's not physically challenging, but it could get mentally challenging. So put your feet out. Put your feet out and see if you can stretch yourself. Push your hips into it. Okay. So let's start. So get your feet out and get your back thigh back down there and see if you can settle into the thing and get a nice stretch. So if I may show this sideways, you're basically doing this, you know, the Ashwa Sanchalan position that we always do, but we are going to be like this. And you will start feeling the stretch in your quad muscles here, all of that, this muscles here, your hamstrings, and settle into this position for a minute. Bring your attention to the breath. If you want to do conscious breathing, Ujjayi breathing, that's okay. And just stay. And just stay here. This is a little bit of extreme stretch, but your body will get used to it. Used to it. So we are already 1 minute into this. Hold it. Hold. Hold. And you will see that the body, as you relax from within, as you give up that fight from inside, because the fight is that you want to hold back. Okay, you don't want to go all the way out because you know there is pain out there. So you tend to hold back, and that is that inner resistance, which is what I'm saying. Give up that. So the moment you give up that, the body will relax and you will go deeper into the position. Okay. We'll stay here for another minute. Get a nice stretch. Feel that pain. Enjoy the pain. And if you want to put your hands on your knees and get a little bit of support for your upper body, that's okay. Very nice. Okay, and relax. Very good. Come back. And then Put the feet out again, the same foot, right foot out. Since we've gone deeper into the position, it'll be easier for us to now put your palm down and the palm down. And we are into Ashwa Sanchalan, our favorite pose of Surya Namaskar. So put your palms down by the side. Make sure your shin is perpendicular to the mat and stay here and look straight ahead. Look with an empty mind. So there are 4 parts to the mind. 4 parts: the thinking mind, the memory mind, the egoistic mind, and the intellectual part. All of that 4 combined together becomes your mana. Your chitta, mana, buddhi, ahankar, all of that is part of the mind. The chit is your memories from the past. The chintan is your thinking part. The ahankar is your egoistic mind that says, I exist. And the intellect that says, everything is BS. I'm the only one, I'm the king of the world. And it processes everything. The ego and the buddhi comes into play, and then everything is ruined in the world of spirituality. So all of this coupled together becomes the mind, makes the man, makes the manusha. The word manusha comes from the man because we have the mind, we have the man to process, to think, to resolve, and to think that I exist. I think, therefore I am, said René Descartes, the famous philosopher. And he's only operating at the mind, level of the mind. He never got deep into the Sakshi Chaitanya that observes the mind from within dispassionately. And that's what we're trying to do here. Observe all the 4 parts of the mind. Observe them. See how the mind is thinking. See how it runs into the past. See how the intellect says, this is nonsense. So whatever it wants to say, whatever it wants to process. And then your ahankara, the ego. Stay right here and look out. Look without looking. Look without labeling anything. Because when you label something, it feels like that label is the thing, but that's not true. I'm looking at the Palavardi tree outside. That's a label given to that reality. But that label, Palavardi, is not the thing. That's not what exists out there. Life is out there. So watch. We are 3 minutes into this position. And relax. Come back. Feels really good. Okay, now take the left foot. And we're going to do the first exercise that we did. So put your feet out. Make sure your shin is perpendicular to the mat. And I'm going to reset this guy and start. Okay, so put your hands on the knees and let your hips go deep into the position. Deep. Settle. Settle down because you're going to be here for a while. Give up all that resistance inside. If you feel any acute pain, pull yourself back a little bit. Stay comfortable there, and then see if you can push out again a little bit more. And when I say push out, it's the mind and body game again. You're not the pusher. The mind pushes, the mind pulls back, the body agrees. It's all happening at the intellectual level, but none of that is us. We just said that there are 4 parts to the mind. And all that processing, all that chitta, mana, buddhi, ahankar, all of that is the cumulative effect of the mind, okay? So here we go. And settle. You may feel the essential tremor in the body a little bit, because now it is expecting what is coming. It is expecting that it is going to be painful. So the mind reacts even more. So put your hands on the knees and give support to your upper torso and sit there. Give up all that fight from within. Relax. We're purposely pushing ourselves to the edge of discomfort. Purposely going and touching that, touching it and coming back, touching it and coming back, touching it and coming back. It's kind of playing with fire a little bit, but it's not acute pain. So this should be pleasurable, beneficial pain. This is ringing your muscles, and that ringing takes out all the toxins. Fresh blood comes in. You ring it even more. Toxins go out. Fresh blood replaces that. Beautiful. Okay. 1 more minute and we'll let go. Relax. If you want to close your eyes, that's okay. Relax. And start pulling yourself back gently. Very nice. Okay, now don't take the foot away. We are going to do the put your hands down, stop and reset. Start. There you go. Put your palms down and come into Ashwa Sanchalan and look. Just look. Look with the blank emotion. Look without seeing anything. You just look out there. And in that looking, if you don't focus anything outside, the energy doesn't go out. The energy comes back and implodes on yourself. And that implosion brings to the verge of self-realization, to the verge of realizing the true self. This is what Mahavira did. Mahavir would just stand there with his hands folded and just look into the infinity, into the jungle, or sit in a position and just keep looking without registering, just like a camera. We turn on the camera, you see everything on the screen, you see everything inside, but it's not really registering anything. Just looks. So let's learn something from the camera here. And you look and look and look from moment to moment, moment to moment. And you become aware of the present moment with such intensity that the implosion happens inside. That implosion is extremely important. And even if you get just one glimpse of the reality, that is enough. That is enough to break through the field of Maya and look beyond. Just look. Not at a point, but just looking like a daydreamer. Not looking at any particular point. You're just looking with the eyes wide open. Ten more seconds. Feel that discomfort. Feel comfortable within that discomfort. And relax. Pull back. Very good. Now we're going to stand up. And we're going to go back to that earlier position that we did during the warm-up. Reset. And start. Okay, here we go. So put your hand, right hand on the right thigh by the side, left hand up, and see if you can bend to the right side. And think that the body is bending in the same plane. You're not bending forward, you're not bending backward. You're just bending so that all these muscles around here are in stretched position. And stay there. Now we know where we are going with this. And Ardha Kati Chakrasana. You can also call it Tiriyaki Tadasana, but in a stable position. Ek pad, ek hasta urdhva, hastasana. Many names you can generate just by describing. They all just describe your position. That's all these asanas do. They're just labels, just like we describe a tree that we were looking out just now out of the window. Just another name, but that name is not the reality. So let's go beyond these labels and come to the reality of the mind and body. What is happening right now? What is happening at the corporeal structure of the body? What is happening at the psychological level in the mind? Again, the mind and body are teaming up together, and they're going to rebel. They're going to start fighting from within. And this is where your calmness from inside will contribute towards the psychological growth. What is psychological growth? It's to be mature. It's to be calm and composed in discomfortable, uncomfortable, weird situations, just like this. And you just stay calm. Just observe your breath. Connect with your breath, and everything will be fine. And we are almost getting there. 15 more seconds. And hold it and relax. The moment you relax, you will see that the body will go even deeper into the position. And take a deep breath and come back. 3 minutes. And those 3 minutes were the longest ones. Okay. Stop. And reset and start. Let's start from the other side. Got to always do the opposite side. Always balance the body out. So keep your hand by the side on the left thigh and let it slide down. Let the left hand slide down, down, down. Maintain your bicep and earlobe connection on the right side. And stay there. And stay right here. If you want to do conscious breathing, Ujjayi breathing with your epiglottis constricted, sure. Observe the mind-body phenomena. Observe the subtle and the gross at the same time. Observe the subtle and the gross at the same time. Pay attention to the right middle finger, the tip of that finger. What is happening there? You may feel some tingling sensation up there. Tingling sensations in your biceps as the blood flow is struggling to go up there. The blood is rushing down. That's what creates the tingling sensation up there. And observe your palm. And then go through the body like a lightning bolt and go all the way to the toes. And see what's happening down there at the feet, at your toes. Keep your left hand relaxed, gently relaxed. We got 1 more minute here. Bring your attention to the breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. 15 more seconds. And you will see that the body is starting to shake a little bit. And if you're shaking too much, just pull yourself back just by about half an inch and be comfortable there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Relax. Very good. Okay. So I think we can now do some pranayam and meditation, and we can apply some of these learnings from the yin yoga into the pranayam and meditation, see what happens there. Okay, so get your block or sit comfortably on the floor in Ardha Padmasana, Padmasana, whatever makes you comfortable. Tuck your left heel into the perineum and scoot forward. If you're sitting on the block, put your heel inside and scoot forward so your body gently presses against the heel. And then put your right on the top. And there is a reason why I do this. I always talked about it, but this is something a little different. The left is your cooling side. The right is your heaty side. And it is said in the texts of yoga that your Ida nadi, which is the cooling nadi, which is your left side, the entire left side except the head. Okay. The moment it comes to the head, it switches into the other direction. Okay. So from here down, your left side is your cooling body, and or rather the cooling side, the Ida side. And this is your Pingala side, which is the heaty side, the sun and the moon, the ha and the ta. Sorry, the ha and the ta. Okay, that's called the Hatha Yoga. So in the text of Hatha Yoga by Swatmaram, he talks about the Ida Nadi starts from the base of your Muladhara chakra. That's the first thing that starts, and then starts the Pingala Nadi. And all these nadis are crisscrossing along your chakras, your psychic centers along the spine. So the idea of putting the left leg under is kind of an indicative or a symbol of saying that is the Ida side and this is the Pingala side on top of that. Okay. I don't know how significant or anything that is, but this is what I've learned. Okay, here we go. Sit comfortably. Bring your breath back to normal. Sit in Chin Mudra. We're going to do some stimulation of the respiratory system now. with, we'll do, we always do 108 strokes. Let's see if we can go a little bit beyond than that today. Let's see if we can go 108, or rather 100 to 200, and see if we can push it to 300 non-stop. See if you can do that today. Okay, I think you should be able to. It's all about the mind and body. Okay, in this whole process, you're observing the mind and body system. The friendship that we talked about, the subtle and the gross has this friendship, and the subtler is watching the friendship. Okay, so exhale fully, and we'll stop at 300. If you want to take a break in between, that's also fine. Exhale. Inhale half and begin. Exhale fully and hold the breath out. Take a deep breath and let it go. So you will see there is intensified sensations on the body, on the skin. The sensations are going up and down along the body. Observe. Observe the subtle and gross phenomena right here. Be aware of the body, the gross body, and be aware of the subtle sensations that the Kapalabhati has created. Every cell inside is dancing. And maybe we are not feeling the dance of the inside cells, of the organs, but the skin is the largest organ that we have. You will feel that the entire skin is pulsating. It's vibrating at a certain frequency. Be mindful of those pulsations. From the subtlest tattva. The word tattva is your ultimate consciousness inside, which is unwavering. None of these sensations, none of these pains reaches to that point. And observe that. See if you feel those sensations down there at the deepest core of your being. Are there any sensations there? Or is the sheer presence, that emanating presence inside, that is beyond the mana, buddhi, ahankar, and chitta? Feel that. And that tattva is swa samvedya. It can feel itself. It is sansfurad. It emanates from itself. It doesn't depend on anything. Sansfuradatma tattvam. Pratasmarami rudi sansfuradatma tattvam. In the morning, I remember this self emanating, effulgent, radiating element that is within all of us, or we are within that. Sounds paradoxical, but it is true. We are inside it, and it is inside us at the same time. Take your right hand and close your right nostril. Take a deep breath from the left. Put your right hand down. Put the chin lock. Release your belly. Pull your anus up. Release the chin lock. Close the left nostril and release from the right. Breathe in from the right. Put a firm chin lock. Release the belly. Mula Bandha. Release the chin lock. Close the right. Breathe in from the left. Chin lock. Release the belly. Mula Bandha. Chin Mudra. Release the chin. Close the left. Release from the right with Ujjayi. Press your epiglottis. Breathe in from the right. So we just did the Anulom Vilom Pranayam. So when you hold the breath and manipulate the breath, it becomes pranayam. It goes into the realm of pranayam. Till then, if you just do alternate nostril breathing, that's just nadi shodhan and anulom, or you can call it anulom vilom breathing. Now we're going to do Ujjayi pranayam. So the Ujjayi pranayam is a little different. It's you always breathe out from the left nostril. Okay, you always close the right and breathe out from the left nostril. But the breathing in is a little bit tricky. Okay, the trick is that you have to press the epiglottis and make this kind of a B kind of sound. You know, like the Brahmari sound that we did, the Brahmari pranayam we do all the time. So here we're going to do the Brahmari sound while breathing in and see if you can try that. Okay, it's a little tricky. It takes a while to get it, but it's not rocket science, so you should be able to do it within few attempts. So watch me if you want to watch me first, and then you can join me. So I'm going to exhale first, fully exhale. So that was one round. So what did I do? I inhaled through Jai sound. It's like the B kind of sound, like that, but that's like breathing out. But when I breathe in, that's how you breathe in. You make the sound. And then you do the chin lock, you release your belly, keep all that air in the lungs, take a deep breath, and then pull your anus up, which is the mula bandha. Hold there for about 10 counts. Come up, close your right, and do that. If you want to do a simple one, the simple one to remember is, I learned this from Dr. Vasant Lad. He's an Ayurvedic doctor. He's written almost 25 to 30 books on Ayurveda. Amazing guy. He lives in Albuquerque and Pune. And the way he does it is you exhale, so as you're breathing in with the sound, you raise your right hand up, up, up. And what that does, basically, it makes you breathe all the way to the lungs. So you do this upper respiratory breath all the way, like the lungs are totally full. That's the advantage of making this hand up like that. And as you know, we have 3 lobes on the right side and 2 lobes on the left side. So raising the right hand gives you the maximum benefit. And then you close the right nostril just by bending your elbow like that, and close it, and then blow out from the left side. So with that, I think we should do a little bit of meditation. I think we have still about 8 or minutes left. So let's close your eyes, take your glasses off. Let's stop manipulating the breath. Come back to Anapana meditation. Anapana is Anapana, which is breathing in, breathing out. And you're just sitting here. Imagine that you're basically just here as a doorkeeper, just watching the breath going in, coming out, going in, coming out. And what happens when you do that? When the mind has nothing to do, you become the Sakshi Chaitanya. You automatically drop back into the idea of observation. And that observation basically brings you back to the true reality, which is your presence that we were talking about earlier. That true reality is what you fall back upon. Because we're saying it's a natural breath. So the body is breathing on its own. It's a voluntary process governed by the parasympathetic nervous system. And when we say to the mind, just observe what is going in and what is coming out. So there is nothing for mind to do anymore. So you take away all the doership away from the mind and throw it out of the window. All that doership is gone. So suddenly the mind is empty. It doesn't know what to do. And then you fall back onto your witnessing element, that sounds Sfurudatma Tattvam that I just talked about. That sounds Sfurud Tattvam is basically nothing but this witnessing element that witnesses everything, you know. Just like when you're walking along on the road and you see the lamppost, and that lamppost is witnessing everything that happens on the road. It observes the beggar, it observes the most expensive Mercedes that drives by, and it observes all these pedestrians, but it does nothing. It just observes, says nothing, just casts light on it. That's it. Okay. So that is the true existence, which is what we are about to experience here. Okay. And even if we don't experience, by doing this exercise, by just sitting quietly, taking away the doership from the mind, automatically, slowly, day by day, day by day, day by day, day by day, it will happen when you're least expecting it. That's what Krishnamurti says. It happens when you're least expecting. Why is it least expecting? Because who is expecting? Expectation is of the mind. And as long as there is mind, the clouds are always there above the sun that is beyond. So that mind has to clear out. The moment the mind clears out, it drops the expectation and it happens. That's the whole message in that thing. Okay, so let's close the eyes and let's observe the mind, the breath for a minute, and then we'll close out with a prayer. Normal breathing. Just observe the breath going in. Be witness of that breathing. Let the witnessing just happen. Being witness needs still some kind of action there, some kind of doership there. Be witness. That means I have to do something. No. May the witnessing happen. It may happen. May the witnessing happen. It's like a blessing. May God bless you, something like that. May the witnessing happen. Bring your complete attention to the nostrils and just observe the cool air going in, the warm air coming out, cool air going in. Do nothing, just observe. And if the mind wanders away from the nostrils, realize that the mind has wandered away and it will come back on its own. That realization is the coming back. That realization that the mind has wandered away brings back the mind instantly. So practice this meditation every day before you go to bed, for whatever time you can do. And you will see that the mind gets enough relaxation. You'll see that your sleep will go lesser and lesser, meaning like you probably sleep for 8 hours. You'll start sleeping for whatever time less that you meditated. So if you meditated for half an hour, your sleep will reduce by half an hour. And I'm saying that by experience. This is absolutely true. So you get longer and longer days. Some people don't sleep. Some people sleep for 2 hours. Some people sleep for 3 hours, 5 hours. That's because they meditate. Okay. Just join your palms at the heart center. Pratah smaraami hridhi samsfuratmatvam Satchit sukham paramahansagatim turiyam Yat swapna jagara sushuptamavaiti nityam tad brahmanishkalamaham nacha bhuta sangaha pratar bhajami manasa vachasa agamyam vacho vibhanti nikhila yadanugrahena yanneti neti vachanair nigama avocham standeva deva majamachyutamahuраgram pratar namami tamasa paramarkavarnam purnam sanatanapadam purushottamakhyam yasminnidam jagadasheshamasheshamurtau rajvam bhujangam iva pratibhasitam vai rajvam bhujangam iva pratibhasitam vai rajvam bhujangam iva pratibhasitam vai. Rub your palms. Look deep inside. So you will probably have noticed by now that when we first do the rubbing of the palms at the beginning of the yoga and the pranayam and the meditation, the Chidakash inside is different than after doing the pranayam, meditation, all of that. You'll see that the space inside is a little bit charged, a little bit, different. It has this kind of a deep potential energy of charges that that comes from the tattvam that we talked about. Anyway, so this is the effect of pranayam on the Chidakash. This will stay throughout the day. And I hope you all enjoy your day, enjoy your Sunday. And with that,